Buenos días, estudiantes de español 2. It's Señora Bosenberg. Here's our campanazo. So last week we learned about commands and telling people what to do when we want them to do it. Don't forget that there are 8 irregulars in the commands. If it's not an irregular, then you just go to the he, she, él y ella form, which is either going to be an A if it's an AR verb or an E if it's an ER verb. So go ahead and pause the video and then go ahead and do these 6 practices for now. Okay, so if I was telling somebody to dance, how would we say that in Espanol? So if you said baila, you are correct. So make sure that you keep working hard. Número 2, eat. Come tus verduras. Like this is something your parents always tell you, like eat your vegetable. It's a command. Talk. Habla. Señora B siempre dice habla español. Play. Juega. So if you got to remember that this is still in the present tense. So jugar is a stem changer. Jugar is a U to UE. So if it does stem change, that still applies to commands. Study. Estudia. Estudia mucho el español. And practice. Practica tu español. Okay, so if you got all of these correct, give yourself a high five or high five me in the air, like we just don't care. Okay, let's continue on. Nuestro objetivo. So today we will be able to follow specific directions in Spanish to get around town. So if you know our vocab from 3B has to do with like directions and driving. So we're going to follow some directions that a lot of you don't even know how to follow directions in English. And then it's probably going to be worse in Spanish, but I will try to help you and guide you. Okay. So the first thing that I want to go through are some palabras importantes. So palabras importantes are words that you will need to know in order to be able to follow your directions. So the first palabra importante que tengo yo es cruzar. Cruzar means to cross. So cruzar. So if somebody, all of these are going to be in commands. So if you hear me say cruza, then you know that it is a command. I'm telling you, cross the street. Palabra número 2 es doblar. Doblar, to turn. So when you're driving or you're walking and somebody tells you doblar a la izquierda, turn left. Okay? Seguir, to continue, to keep going. So if I say seguir derecho, keep going straight. The next one is derecho. So I have derecho and derecha. Yes, I already know Spanish is very complicated. So derecho with an O means keep going, like go straight, straight. Derecha means turn to the right or the right. So that O and that A, you gotta remember not to get messed up. So derecho, straight. Derecha, right. With derecha, el opuesto de derecha would be izquierda. So that would be left. Next word is parar. Parar means to stop. Look, sometimes I'll be like, paren de hablar, stop talking, but you guys don't listen to me. So, and lastly, the last palabra importante, la última palabra importante is la cuadra. So la cuadra is a block, like the street block, okay? So la cuadra is a block. So these are words that are important. So I don't know if you need to write them down or what, because the next stuff will be all audio. So you'll just have to listen and follow along. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to give you directions on this map right here. We're walking. So we're not in a car. We're broke. We ain't got no money. We got to walk in this neighborhood over here in Mexico, we'll say. And if we see down here in this little corner, this is where we are at. So this is where we will always start at. The estás aquí. Everybody see that right here on the bottom left corner by the cop and the little yellow car. So we are pedestrians. Those are people that walk. And every single time that we start a new number, you will start here at estás aquí. One thing that I want to let you guys know, because a lot of us get confused when we are doing this activity in the previous years. So if I say cruza, cross, calle Allende, where would you end up? Would you end up in front of the museum? In front of the cine, or would you end up in front of the museum? So I said cruza calle Allende. If you're starting right here on the corner and I say cruza calle Allende, would you end up at the cine or would you end up at the museo? If you decided that you would end up at the museo, you are correct. So when I say cruza calle Allende, you're crossing that street. If you ended up at the movie theater, at the cine, then I should have told you cruza Avenida de la Constitución. Okay? So that's one of the parts where people get messed up a lot, is because they don't know which street they had to cross and they crossed the wrong street. So we're going to do one for example. So the way that this is going to work, there is a total of 5 audio directions that I'm going to give you. The first one will be a practice. The other ones, you can write down your answers, and then on the Google Classroom, I will post a Google form where you can submit your answers to me, and then that's how I will mark you off. Okay, so we're going to do the first one together. So remember, we're going to start over here in the little arrow that says estás aquí. And I'm going to go really slow, and you just have to write down your letter. Hold on, I messed up. No, okay, yeah, it's fine. So are you ready? For this one, it doesn't have one of the letters, so it's gonna be one of these vocab words, okay? Just because, like I mess up every single time, but it's okay, it's okay. Y'all still love me. So yeah, it's gonna be one of the vocab words, not one of the big bold letters. Okay, so número 1. We're starting over here in the corner. Cruza Avenida de la Constitución. I'll repeat that again. Cruza Avenida de la Constitución, dobla a la derecha y cruza calle Allende, camina derecho y para en medio de la cuadra. ¿Dónde estás? Where are you? I'll repeat that one more time. Cruza Avenida de la Constitución, dobla a la derecha y cruza calle Allende, camina derecho y para en medio de la cuadra. ¿Dónde estás? If you said that you are right here in the middle of La Fuente, you are correct. Because I said cruza Avenida de la Constitución, so you're right at the movie theater. Dobla a la derecha, so turn right and cross calle Allende, so right now you should be at A. I said walk straight and stop in the middle of the block, so you should be at La Fuente. Okay? For the next ones, I'm only going to repeat them once. If you need to go back, then you can always just go back and hear the audio again. So I'm going to go slow. So número 1. Cruza Avenida de la Constitución, sigue derecho por una cuadra y cruza Avenida Juárez. ¿Dónde estás? 2. Cruza calle Allende, dobla a la izquierda y cruza Avenida de la Constitución. ¿Dónde estás? 3. Cruza calle Allende. Sigue derecho una cuadra. Dobla a la izquierda y cruza Avenida de la Constitución. Sigue derecho una cuadra y cruza Avenida Juárez. ¿Dónde estás? 4. Cruza Avenida de la Constitución. Sigue derecho una cuadra. Cruza Avenida Juárez y cruza calle Allende. ¿Dónde estás? Y número 5, last one. It's kind of long, so make sure you're paying attention. Cruza calle Allende. Sigue derecho una cuadra. Cruza la calle 16 de septiembre. Dobla a la izquierda y cruza la Avenida de la Constitución. Sigue derecho una cuadra. ¿Dónde estás? So that's our 5 instructions. Please make sure that you submit your answers to the Google form that I have on the Google Classroom with this. And don't forget that you always start over here on the arrow, the estás aquí. All right, guys. Fue un placer. Señora B los extraña. Besos, besos. Bye, guys. Adiós. Hasta mañana.